G'day everybody, especially to potential investors out there. Bob Mann here, coming from the BMBA headquarters with my helpful sidekick here, JJ. Thank you for clicking on the link and coming, excuse me, dog ears everywhere. Thank you for clicking on the link and coming to this page. Hopefully it can give you all the information you need. If you need any more, please send me an email that's listed on this page and I will look to help you out even further. One of the reasons we've put this page up and the advertising promotion material on both Meta and LinkedIn is we're looking for some investors. I've had a 35-year career in basketball in Melbourne, and bottom line is we've got a opportunity to do something extremely different and exciting at the Stonington Sports Centre. Late last year we got access to court space there. It's a magnificent 4-court stadium, temperature control, beautiful rings and backboards, floor. For those who've played at GSAC, very similar to that, but with one extra court. And we've also got an agreement with Stonington where we can expand out into other venues within the city limits. We believe that this is going to be the first step into expanding even further into other LGAs, but we'll start with Stonington first. Over that 35-year time in basketball, what this thing at Stonington represents, what the opportunity it represents, is to give kids and parents more value for the money they spend on basketball, for which most of you would know is an awful lot. Right now, kids are lucky in domestic if they get two 18-minute halves where the clock doesn't stop. There are some really good associations that certainly provide more than that, but by the vast bulk of them, you're on and off the court, and before you know it, your game's over. Unlike, for example, a game of footy or a game of cricket, which takes hours, basketball can be done in 40 minutes. And, you know, some of the teams that I go around and have a look at domestic, when I've coached against them or just simply watched, you know, they will have 5 players on their bench, and you're trying to get all those kids on the court. It's near impossible. The other part that a lot of domestic clubs do, I'd say the vast bulk of them, is they just grab kids from, you know, prep, grade ones, whether they're ready or not, put a uniform on them, throw them on the court, get anybody to coach them, and they don't get developed, they don't get coached, they don't get taught the rules, the skills of the game, and we lose them to the sport in the longer run. Basketball shouldn't be just catered around the elite kids. I've coached plenty of elite kids. I've been fortunate enough to see 4 of my former juniors go on and play at the NBL level. I've been fortunate enough to see them go play for state. I've had a bunch play Big V, NBL 1. So I've had my time coaching at the elite end, but one thing that I've done that every player, every person that I've been around would know is I've also been heavily involved at the junior domestic end and even the introductory programs. I believe as a coach, you sign on to coach and teach kids, whatever level they are, and try and give them a proper game of basketball and make sure they're coached properly. Sadly, I don't think we meet that in basketball, but through this opportunity I've got with Stonington Sports Centre and through my business, which is now the Bob Mann Basketball Academy, not the best name, but anyway, it does the job. So we call it BMBA Basketball for short, the BMBA Templar Warriors. So that's evolved out of the Oakley Warriors. And we want to start, we're currently doing our own training programs, which are unique in themselves. So for example, I keep hearing of domestic teams that might get allocated 40 minutes for training. By the time they walk in, warm up, do their little social interactions, then go out, the kids are lucky if they've got 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes a week isn't going to teach you a thing. You'd learn more about the game by getting out your backyard and shooting or watching the guys and thing. They need some proper coaching. For all our training, the vast bulk of it goes for a minimum of 90 minutes, and we train from start to finish. So that wouldn't be a surprise to any of the kids I've coached in the past, but it is a surprise to people who come from other clubs and join us in training. So we've got high quality training, but we want to complement that with just as high quality as competition and games. You will see that on our competition page, which we've linked in this page, how we're going to give longer court time, better coaching, better officiating, unique concepts to the structure of the game where the emphasis is on development as much, if not more, than competition. But we're also going to have exciting events throughout the season to bring that passion and excitement and fun into the competition for kids. But before we do that, we prepare them. So it's just ideas that I've collected over 35 years in the sport and the way the sport can be done differently. We've had the same business plan in basketball because basically the bottom line is Basketball Victoria's had a monopoly on basketball in Melbourne. I want to do something different where we break that monopoly and we provide not only a model that provides value, but a model that provides quality. So I want to change the way we do basketball in Melbourne. I'm heading towards the last decade of my time in the sport. I have an absolute passion and love for the game, but I see that there's some certain issues at the grassroots level for basketball, and I think they can be addressed. So we're looking for investors. Happy to give a much bigger presentation towards those interested investors and what their plans are. Obviously, I don't want to broadcast those too much, but if you're interested in becoming an investor, if you're interested in doing something that's going to give more back to our communities, to our kids, to our parents, to our families, providing more values, whether that's to get the kids in basketball or sport more generally, then we're looking for people like you to invest in what we're doing. None of what we're doing is cheap. Hence why we're doing investors. We've got to get the message out there to the wider community about what we're trying to do, and we've got no doubt once we get that message out that people will come in through our doors because we're basically offering a far better product than what's offered elsewhere. In between the cost of marketing, social media marketing, competition cost, venue hire, all those sorts of things, it's not a cheap endeavour to go around and establish a competition and a basketball framework from the ground up. So you don't get these opportunities too often. I've actually, to be honest, this is the third time in 30 years I've had it. So I would like to recruit some like-minded people, but especially if you're basketball-minded, you don't have to be, but if you're basketball-minded, that helps, who have a passion for the game and want to do something better for our youth in the game. Forget the NBL, forget the NBA. I'm talking about delivering quality programs for our youth, whether they're a state player or whether that 5-year-old beginner who's coming through the front door trying to bounce the ball for the first time. So if you're like me and have a passion about that, then I'd like to hear from you. If you have money that you can invest in trying to get that up. Now on the investment side, the rough guide to it, you can invest as little as you like from 1,000 up. So if you want to put in 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 5,000, 1,000, whatever you want to invest, we'll even look at 500. And after 2 years, the idea is once we've got those investors in, after 2 years, we'll have enough numbers coming through our door that will be generating a surplus as a business that we can repay that investment with. We're looking at a 10% return on investment after that 2-year period. So we've got the contracts all ready to go. The most important thing we need to do now is develop interest. So if you're sick of just the same old drudgery of your 9 to 5 or whatever work you're doing, and you'd like to get more involved in something exciting like sport, serving our community, serving our youth, mentoring people, making our communities better by bringing them together, then yeah, send me an email. I'd like to have you on board. We can do all that. We can feel good about what we're doing, but we also can do it through an investment with a business framework around where you actually get your money back and a return on investment better than the banks. So if you're interested in getting on board or you want more information, read this page and by all means get in contact. I'd love to come and have a chat with you, or if you're game, you can come in here and we can have a chat here with me and my sidekick JJ here. So looking forward to getting some responses. And yeah, if you've got a passion for basketball, especially if you're one of my former players, get involved. Get involved today. If we can get 100 people putting in $1,000 each, we're well on the way to establishing a business that could turn over well over $1 million a year and rising as it goes forward, and we'll have those investments repaid within that 2-year time frame in our framework of the investments agreements. So it's a combination of business and service to the community. It's a combination of business and junior sports, and it's a combination of doing something positive for the community simply by delivering a better product in the basketball industry. So yeah, get in contact today and we can discuss it further. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now.